Hi guys, so that's where I left off last night, where you seen on the last video. It was -9 this morning when I woke up. I think -8 when I went to work. It was cold all day. Right now it's 7 degrees outside. Been home for... I forgot to look, see what time it was. Been home for a couple hours. I have both heaters blasting. I left the diesel one on 2, and the garage was 32 degrees. So that helps. I got them both blasting. I got a new tank of propane just in case. And we're up to 46 degrees in the garage. I watched a kid do a repair panel on the front heater tunnel. Not sure how the A-pillar hooks up yet, but in front of that, this is the very front of that tube. It welds along the front toe board, and basically the outside is spot welded to the outside of it. So I have to figure out how the A-pillar attaches yet. I already know how the backside attaches. This is seam welded to the toe panel, and then this side is spot welded to the outside inner well. So I just have to figure out how that A-pillar attaches. I have one more video that I have to watch, and that's Ellis Car Customs with a K. He's working on a 57 Nomad, turning a 2-door hardtop into a Nomad, and that guy is crazy good with metal work. I'll put a link to his channel in the comments. And then it should be up into 50s, and I'll try and clean up the backside of those underneath parts so I can get that to fit all the way in the way it's supposed to be. I will say from last night, that hole for the heater pipe and the 2 holes coming up lined up perfect. Spot on. For some reason, every patch panel that I get that has that like a zinc coating on it, everything lines up. And the stuff with the black coating on it, nothing lines up. So I'm not sure what to say there, but I'm sure glad that the heater tunnels have that zinc coating on them. I hope that theory holds up. So I'm gonna watch his video for the night and then get to work. Okay, so this whole outer piece, which is the frame mount, wraps around. That piece attaches on the inside of this. So I'm trying to get it out. And then there is a rail. I don't know if I can get to it from this direction. Basically, this inner rail runs down. Frickin' Christ. Okay, and the inner rail runs down, and that piece sits on top of this rail and attaches to this one. And this is what's left of it. So that's what I gotta try and clean up to fit that piece in. And there's the back side of that. So that's what I'm working on. Well, it's 4 degrees outside. I got 10 to 52. I had to help my kid try and figure out what's wrong with his dryer. Ended up tearing it all apart till he got to the motor, and the motor's basically locking up. So then I got back to working. I got that lip cleaned up and that one cleaned up. So I'll get this piece in and see. Got some more vice grips. I gotta get some welding clamps. See if I can't get that where it's supposed to be. Okay, I got it to where those two holes line right up with that old piece, but the hole is sitting over here. It don't line up too bad with that, but when I look down, well, one, it's not all the way against this brace, and two, that is stuck in there, and that is supposed to go on the outside of this, which means this whole thing has to go that way half an inch or so. So something's a little off. Not sure how to figure out. This hasn't moved. That hasn't moved. Somehow I gotta figure out where the outside of that's supposed to sit. So I guess I'll unclamp this, get it to where it fits here, and where this is gonna go. And try and figure out from there. There's really nothing to measure off of because that whole corner is pretty much shot too. So, I don't know. I'm gonna unclamp this, try and shift it over to where it looks right. The holes aren't gonna be right, but and try and figure out if everything else ends up right. We'll see. Okay. Oh, let's see if I can get in there. I tried lining up them holes. Where am I? There's a hole. That's the other hole. But it was over too far. So now I shifted it over where that inner fender would come down right on the outside of that. Still has a little gap in the brace, but that could be a tappy-tappy. I'm not sure if I ever seen anyone on any of these shows use a ratchet strap to keep the patch panel in place. That round hole is closer. And that seems not too bad. So now, without nothing to reference, I gotta figure out if this is out as far as it's supposed to be. It's got a little gap in there, but it's bumping out right there, so I don't know if it got moved a little bit. But like I said, this is more in line with coming down here. That's in line with that. Now I just gotta figure out if I'm in the right spot. Off a little bit. It's not a big deal. Off by a half an inch, and you got big problems. Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna try and figure this out. Well, guys, I have it. Actually, that pole lined up pretty good. Well, looks like it's gonna come down and hit. But I have no idea if that's in the right spot. Without the old heater tunnel out, I can't really get that in good enough to see. And I'm scared to take out the rest of the heater tunnel. Because, yeah, it's pretty bad here, but there's the rest of it sitting on the other side, keeping that in place. I don't know, it might not go anywhere if I take it out. I don't know. I got messages out to every Volkswagen person I know, trying to see if anybody knows. About that. And, well, that's fitting in there good. Kind of hard to see. That seam looks good. That ratchet strap pulled it right up into place. Really nice. Never seen nobody do that before. Anyways, it's probably enough for tonight. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Maybe I'll have this figured out.